Hey guys, welcome back to 5-9 Gaming. My name is Stroko, and today I'm joined by the Sunblade, the Resident Evil man himself, to go over possible DLCs for Resident Evil 8 Village. So we have a couple ideas for what they could be, and we'll want to hear from you guys too down in the comment section below. So, introduce yourself, Sunblade. How's it going?
Hello guys, glad to be here. Yeah, big fan of Resident Evil Village. Can't wait to play further DLCs.
So, RE7 had, I believe, 3 DLCs, End of Zoe, Not a Hero, and then I'll lump band footage 1 and 2 into one pretty much. And I think Ethan Must Die was DLC. Do you remember that was there day 1? I don't think it was.
I'm not really sure, like, I only played Not a Hero DLC, which wasn't very good, and I think it turned me off from the rest, so I still have to play the DLCs. Were they great, by the way? Were they good?
I remember watching, I think, Markiplier play them years ago, and that's my only experience with them.
Oh, you didn't play them yourself?
I never bought them.
Oh.
No, because I just wanted to play 7. I did play Not a Hero,
yeah.
And I thought it was cool. Story-wise, it wasn't very fun, though. I will agree to that.
I see.
It was not great, but the DLCs all did add something to the story. Band footage was in the past, and then End of Zoe and Not a Hero were after the main events of the game. So that's kind of where my DLC is coming. I do have a what if type DLC, but the other two I have an idea for are pretty much post game. But do you want to hop in with one of yours?
Okay, so my first pick might be an obvious one. So as you guys might know, Ada Wong was cut out from the game, actually. Originally she should have been in there, but yeah, last minute Capcom decided to cut her out. So yeah, I want to see her returning in a possible DLC, or at least one other character from the Resident Evil franchise, not just Chris. Yeah, would be nice to see Ada Wong with the RE engine, and yeah, I want to see how she was involved in the storyline. Yep.
So she was cut from the story, and the story has pretty much nothing to do with her at this point. How would they introduce her?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, we still don't know who she is working for. Maybe she's investigating the mold or something. Yeah, wants to get a sample. Yeah, something like that, I guess.
All right, listen, chat. I know I haven't played RE5 and 6. I played RE5 once. I thought it sucked. Never picked up a game until RE7. Do we still not know who she's working for?
No. She
Really?
is working for like secret organizations, and yeah, we still do not know her master plan. Like in Resident Evil 6, it was kind of teased at the end of her campaign, but yeah, I want to know more about her, and maybe a DLC can shine some more light. Of course, like the main questions about her have to be answered in another main game, but yeah, it would be nice to see her back.
Yeah, because I don't think she would have been looking for Mold this entire time, since Mold was only around since 2017. Or 2015, 2017, one of the two. I think 2015. In the canon lore is when the ship crashed, and I think that was her first experience when it kind of went semi-public-ish. Before that, it was just, Umbrella, just with the Evelyn stuff, I think. I'm a little foggy on the lore, but the Mold was pretty much just introduced in 7, right? It never mentioned before that.
Right.
Yeah. So hopping into one of my DLCs I'd want to see, if we go into the End of Zoe type approach or Not a Hero, I'd want to see something explaining how Rose got to where she was. If she really aged 16 years, or if she's only maybe like 3 years old, but she ages rapidly. I'd want to see a DLC of Chris training her. So basic combat training, but it'd mainly be a lot of storytelling to like pretty much 8.5 leading into RE9. I'm assuming she'll be the main character or one of the main characters in RE9, just because the father story is now over. So something just showing her and Chris training, that's kind of what I want to see from a DLC. Hopefully free like Not a Hero, but I guess your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was basically my second idea, that we will get to know what happened during the time skip. Since like we only see her in the bus like over 10 years later, and
well, that's what we're assuming is 10 years later, because with Evelyn rapid aging, it really could only be a few months later. Until
probably,
we get something to confirm it, because I don't think it would be 10 years later because Resident Evil games always take place generally around the time they release.
Right.
I don't know if we'd get RE9 in 2.5-3 years or something. and all of a sudden it's 2020 or 2040 in the game.
Yes, right. You have a point.
I don't think they would do that, but they could.
We'll see. We'll never know. But yeah, that was actually my second idea, to know what happened like during the time skip of a few years or a few months. Yeah, I think that is good.
Another one I want to kind of like the banned footage. I believe banned footage was like Jack's birthday party or something. I don't know if it's canon. It probably is. I don't know, but something like that, but for the Dimitrescu daughters, because we learned in the game they were some type of experiment. I'm not sure. There was like 2 pages that I read, pretty much explaining how they came to be with the bugs experiments, and Lady Dimitrescu raised them like her own daughters. Something like a flashback where we actually saw the process and their bond forming with how popular characters they are. That's something I'd kind of want to see explored, similar to like Jack's birthday type thing. Do those characters really interest you at all?
Well, no. To make it short.
Really? Would you prefer to see a DLC with a doll lady instead?
What I would like to know is like the whole story with Oswald E. Spencer and Mother Miranda. Like, how did that happen? Yeah, something like that. Because like Spencer told us with that note that he got like inspiration from Mother Miranda, and yeah, that's all I care about at the moment.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who you're talking about. Who's Spencer?
Yeah, you have to play all the games, man. Oswald E. Spencer is one of the founders of Umbrella, actually.
All right, I didn't miss something in RE8 then.
Very important character.
Yeah, something with Miranda. I think she'll be related. She'll be directly tied to learning more about mold itself. I think it'll be something where everybody who's been a part of the mold is all connected, because they said like the Mega Might Seat connects all of it. If, you know, somehow Rose can learn to completely control it, learn the memories of all the past people that were absorbed or affected by it, maybe that's how we'll learn about Miranda, because Miranda is kind of a thing in RE8. She was just very, not out of nowhere, but kind of out of nowhere. Like, there had to be something more to the mold, and she was that. But aside from that, we learned a bit about her. But yeah, a full backstory to her would be cool, and maybe that could be explored more in RE9 with if Rose learns to develop her mold powers, or really whatever they go, because they can't just not do anything with Rose. I think, right?
Yeah, as of right now, I wish that she's more of a side character, and then we'll get control over Claire or Jill. Yeah, I know you have to play those games. Well, you played the RE1 remake, right?
Yeah, I've played RE1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so yeah, well, I would like to play with
like RE noob.
Yeah, Jill or Claire, and yeah, then we'll encounter Rose like Ada in the previous games. I don't know. But it's time to bring a very popular character back, in my opinion.
I want that too, but at the same time, with 2 games dedicated just Ethan now, and with the father story is now over, and like it's so heavily setting up Rose to play a part in the next game. I see it either going one of 2 ways. Either she's the full main character, or it's like RE6, where you have like 5.
Okay.
I don't see her being a side character to like Leon in whatever way. Like, she has to play a huge major role, I'm sure. Because the mold seems to be the new direction they're wanting to kind of take Resident Evil. If it ended happy ending with Ethan being alive and saying the winter story is now over or something, then they could I could see them going back to Jill or Claire. But I do think that the winters, as I know a lot of people don't really like Ethan or the winters in general, they want to go back to RE1, 2, and 3. I don't think we're going to. I think we're in the new era of Resident Evil with the Winters family and whatever spins off from that, with Chris unfortunately just being a side character for the most part now.
Which is fine to me. We'll get other games, like RE2 Remake was a great game, RE3 Remake was good. We'll eventually get 4 remakes, so yeah, as long as I get those other games too, it's great.
Get a 5 and 6 remaster?
I don't know. Maybe far in the future, like 5 years or something. They don't need a remaster as of right now, I would say.
Not even updated graphics or anything?
Well, they polished the graphics a little bit for the Xbox One and PS4 release, so there's that. And the game just, well, quote unquote, just launched on Switch, which is enhanced as well. So I don't think that they will publish another, quote unquote, another remaster for 5. I don't know about 6. 6 isn't very popular. I personally don't like 6. So yeah. Well, let them remake 4 first, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, 4 remake's gonna be cool. But moving on to my last DLC that I kind of want to see in the game, it's definitely a really out there one. It's the what if territory, but Heisenberg teaming up with Ethan. Heisenberg was really wanting to go down that route, and I know a good chunk of the fan base really doesn't want to see that. They're like, oh, why not take the offer? Because Heisenberg is a fan favorite character. Villain or not, people just like Heisenberg, the way he conducts himself, his looks, how he sounds. It's a cool kind of character. And I think if we happen to get like a what if scenario where we actually team up with Heisenberg to defeat Miranda, maybe we have like an army of like the metal robots to take her down. Sure, it'd be like a bad ending pretty much, depending on if Rose dies or not, but I think if Capcom wants to actually just make a whatever type DLC, a what if one, I think that could be pretty neat. I don't know, would you ever want to see anything like that, teaming up with Heisenberg or anyone like that?
I didn't even think of that. I personally like Heisenberg too. I really like the sequence in the factory where like Heisenberg offered his partnership. Like that was really interesting for the character, and yeah, it's very unlikely to see this happening, but it would be kind of cool, not gonna lie.
And he seemed pretty sincere when he offered it as well. Like he seemed to legitimately want to team up with Ethan.
Right,
so,
right.
I don't think it's the most out there that we could get a what if situation, like an official what if situation. And yeah, that's pretty much the 3 DLC I'd want to see. Aside from that, I don't think there's anything they need to go back on. Maybe like they could like revisit Rose in the first 2 months she was alive with exposition like Jack's birthday, but I don't think they would. There's nothing that interesting going on. Maybe like the scuffle between Mia and Miranda potentially, but that I don't think anybody really even cares about that, because the way I'm looking at the DLC is to expand on the lore, not just more gameplay, but to world build, which is what 7 did. So anything that could be or needs more explaining in 8 could make it into DLC.
Yeah, right, right. Like again, Capcom should really answer some questions about Oswald E. Spencer. Like, he died in Resident Evil 5. Wesker killed him. And why didn't he go back to Miranda and ask her about the mold? Because he was very sick, or he was dying, actually. And he could have been immortal, thanks to the mold. I don't know, like, that was very weird retcon. And now, like, there's kind of a plot hole. I don't know, so, I want some proper explanations.
Yeah, maybe even like an Evelyn DLC. You know, when she appeared to Ethan in the afterlife. Just something more there, like her and Eva. They're kind of the same thing, pretty much. I forget again the story. It's been a while since I've actually really delved in the story of 7. But Evelyn was basically just like a test subject of Eva, right?
Yeah.
Like a
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Perfect, kind of like Bio Broly.
Yeah, it's comparable. Yeah.
Don't crucify me, chat, if I'm wrong, and if any Resident Evil experts out there. But something like showing that how like Eva, Evelyn, and Miranda all just how they are like all connected, something like that. Because again, so many unanswered questions that DLC could fix. Hopefully not $20 DLC and more of the Not a Hero expansion where it's free type DLC. That'd be cool, but so far I don't think we've had a season pass, so
nope.
I'm not sure if they're planning a DLC, because I believe 7 came out with the season pass like day 1. So who knows? They could just do no DLC at all, and
that would be the case too. Yeah,
very unfortunate. But yeah, I do believe that's gonna wrap it up. Any other, I guess, theories you'd want to see made in a DLC or anything like that?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, well, guys, on the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching. Have a good day.